Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing an unexplained megalithic site video on the Sage Wall. It's right here in America, in Montana, and it was kind of found accidentally. And there's a whole lot to it, so I'm going to try to get into it. But before I do get into it, if you enjoy my content, it would really help me out if you'd hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, share my content on social media, and post a comment or two. Remember, I welcome your comments, even if you disagree with me. If you enjoy a good book, check out my author page on Amazon.com. My pen name is H.L. Anderson, and you can find all of my books there. I like to think I write good stories that make you think. Hope you find some of my books that you enjoy, and hope you get them and like them. All right. In Montana, there's a mountainous area covered in trees. Nobody really knew what was there. Nobody ventured in there very much. The owners of a huge tract of land decided to try and clear some of it because there was brush and debris and trees and like that. It was in a very mountainous, forested area. They wanted to clear some of it. No problem, cool. Well, while clearing the land, they found a huge wall constructed of polygonal, I'll get it right in a minute. Spit that out. Polygonal granite stone blocks. The wall is in a perfectly straight line, almost 85 meters long. It is 40 feet tall. 15 feet of it, however, extends below ground. So either they built it and then over time the ground built up, or they really wanted this thing to be sturdy and buried the first 15 feet of it underground. I don't know. This is a prehistoric megalithic structure with the biggest stones weighing in at 91 tons. 91 tons is a lot. It's not the thousands of tons of Baalbek, Lebanon or whatever. But 91 tons is a lot of weight. That's like 45 automobiles. So, similar construction techniques. When they built this wall, they used the same basic construction techniques that are found in other megalithic structures in Japan, Peru, Easter Island, Egypt, Turkey, Italy, and Greece. So, unless they had traveling construction engineers, it's the same people. There's a really great YouTube channel called Wandering Wolf. This guy does a lot of good work on this site. Go check them out. He's worth subscribing to. I subscribe to him. Dude is awesome. Go check it out. It's called Wandering Wolf. Go check it out. The granite blocks in this wall are unusually magnetic. They use ground penetrating radar around the site, and they detected a perfectly flat foundation in front of the wall, and that is not natural. There's no way that's natural. Okay? So you've got a wall, a tall, thick, heavy wall with a foundation coming out. And keep in mind, this is in the mountains of Montana, a heavily mountainous, forested area. That took a lot of work. It would be an almost impossible task today. But this is thousands of years old. Many scientists have come to investigate this site. The wall is perfectly oriented to face the winter solstice. Now, many ancient megalithic sites are oriented to celestial and stellar bodies and phenomena. So this is indicative of advanced astronomy, the same advanced astronomy that put down the pyramids and other sites like that. This site is built directly on, you're going to love this, it's built directly on the migration route between the two large glaciers which were present during the Ice Age. So the people who migrated from Asia into North America across the land bridge of the Bering Sea, the Bering Strait, because back then it was the water was low enough where they could cross there. When they came across, they had to go between these two big glaciers. Well, this wall sits right between where those two glaciers would be. That little gap there, it's right there. So somebody, and my mind is, I have a military framework in my mind. So when I see that, a wall, any kind of a wall, I'm thinking they're trying to use it to control an area. That's my brain working. So if this was the only route coming between these two glaciers, somebody wanted to control that route. That's some advanced thinking right there. Forget the construction part of it. That's advanced military strategy is what that is. If this wall was built at that time during the migration period there, then this site is something like 11,700 years old. There are many other sites in the area which may have been part of the same complex. So somebody built a wall to control the migration pattern, the migration route, and there's other parts of this that it's a big complex there. There's multiple sites. These things have construction very similar to like Stonehenge and like that. So it begs the question: who wanted to control the migration route? You know, that's my brain working. So let's kind of sum all this up. Primitive hunter-gatherers stopped in their migration to build this massive megalithic complex almost 12,000 years ago using the same construction techniques as advanced cultures all around the world used. Yeah, that's a mouthful. That's a lot when you consider that these people had no agriculture. In the area, the forested areas, the mountains of Montana, there would have been plenty of game because they're coming down off the glacier looking for food. So yeah, that's a very livable place. At least back then it was. So having them build that complex right there makes massive, massive strategic sense. Because you've got food, you're controlling access to North America, literally. You have the resources necessary to do it. Here's the problem. How did they do it? These people wore animal skins. Come on. They're not, they didn't have it, hydraulic cranes and lifting straps and chains and what all. At best they had ropes. Some of these walls, some of these big blocks weigh 91 tons. That's a big ask for a bunch of hunter-gatherers. I understand they wanted to control that area if that's what they built it for. I'm not saying it is, but that's where my mind goes. If they were building something to control that area, how in the hell were they going to move a 91-ton block? Not to mention multiple 91-ton blocks. It's crazy. 10-ton blocks. Say the average is 10 tons. Skew it. Say the average is 10 tons. How are they going to move 10-ton blocks to control a migration route? It's crazy. Now, if somebody built it after that period, say it's not 11,000 years old. One, who did it and why? Because other than controlling that migration route, why in the hell would they do it? You see what I'm saying? The only other thing I could think of would be some sort of a religious site, but they've not found any evidence to corroborate that. So I don't know. This is yet another example of ancient advanced civilizations which have since disappeared. I don't know any other way to put that. Do your own research on the Sage Wall there in Montana. There's a lot going to it. There's still the marks in the stone where it looks like they used poles and what all to move them. It's just crazy. If you look, do your own research. Do your own research. Check it out, and if you have contradictory opinions or any other information that I missed or that I got wrong because I'm not perfect, stick it in the comments. I'm sure we'd all love to read them. Hope this finds everybody well. You folks have a good one. God bless one and all. Clarissa Lowe, a historian from the future. Delmore Kane, a Civil War veteran turned outlaw. This oddball pairing faces a conspiracy of epic proportions spanning the centuries. If you like action and adventure westerns with a splash of science fiction and fantasy, check out my book series Drifters and their ongoing adventures.